Hi and welcome to Zen with VR. I'm Supriya, the co-founder of ZenFinder and your host for today. We're doing this series in collaboration with Virtuous Retail, and today we're going to be talking about Create, Don't Hate. And for this, I have with me Anu Ganpati, who's a Bangalorean on a mission to demystify the green thumb. Anu left a thriving corporate career to become a homemaker, and now she tends to her organic vegetable garden, practices Vedanta, Nadi Yoga, and also contributes to the community. Anu runs regular workshops called It's Time to Garden, and where people can learn, get inspired from her, and start their own green patch. Welcome, Anu, and thanks for joining us today. I love the pictures you post of your organic garden right at your, rooftop. And so the first question I have for you today is about your love for gardening. Tell us a little bit about that, and also how it's helping you in the current situation.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show, and I'm delighted to be here today. Some of the things that I love about gardening, well, there are lots of things, but one of the most important things is that I grow my vegetables and fruits and herbs and greens organically, so I know exactly what's gone into it, and I know it is safe. It is great fun to just come upstairs and pick whatever I want and prepare it fresh. So that just gives me a lot of satisfaction to know that I'm using safe organic produce. The other thing is I just love to be outdoors, and in a place like Bangalore, which has fantastic weather for most part of the year, I love to come out here and get some sunshine and some vitamin D, say hello to my visitors like the butterflies and the bees, and just get to enjoy being outdoors. I'm not someone who just lays in a hammock and look at the sky. I can't do that for too long. I need to be doing something. So this is a fun, productive, satisfying hobby that I have cultivated not so long ago, just about 5 years ago. I also get a lot of exercise because I have this on my terrace, so just going up and down and back and forth and moving my pots around from one place to the other, sitting down and making my potting mix. It keeps me fit. It's a lot of exercise. Therapeutically also, gardening is one of the most wonderful things, especially in times like this, when everything is just, these unsettling times when we don't know how things are going to pan out for any of us. Some of us may be a bit stressed and I feel a bit disconnected. I think getting back to nature through any way, sort of getting with nature, I think is wonderful to do, because nature helps you keep yourself grounded in healthy reality. So since gardening is one of the easier things to do, and also you get something back from it, you not only feel good about doing what you're doing, but you also have some produce at the end of the day that you can definitely use in your kitchen. So after 5 years of gardening, it's not about what I produce or how much of it that I produce. It's more about the process of gardening that I have begun to appreciate.
So, in the present situation, a lot of people are looking for something new to learn, maybe a new hobby to pick up. Can you give us some tips on how to start our own home gardens?
Any time is a great time to start a garden, and especially now with the lockdown, I think sometimes it's a necessity. And we may not all have all the supplies for a garden, right? And some of you may not have started a garden or done any gardening in your lives. Some of you may not have access to any ground space or any soil. Don't fret. It's let's see what we can do with things that we may have in our kitchen. So I ask you all to go to your kitchen, just rummage through and see what you can find. And most of us have some of these basic things in our Indian kitchen, like methi, fenugreek, right? So this is methi. All you have to do is grab a handful of methi and sow it in the soil and water it on a daily basis, and within a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, you'll be able to harvest your own methi. And these things are also very common in our Indian kitchen. These are the rhizomes of, this is a ginger rhizome, and we also have turmeric in our kitchen. All you have to do is bury them in the garden or in your pot about 2 inches from the ground, water it on a daily basis, and you can start growing your own ginger and turmeric. You may not be able to harvest anytime soon, but it's a good start to actually get into gardening as a hobby. And these are some of the easiest ones. These are the small onions. You can bury them Again, you don't have to go deep at all. Just bury a few, maybe like a dozen, leave about an inch between them. And within a couple of weeks, you'll start seeing shoots that you can chop off and use it in your kitchen. Maybe you can make that fried rice that you've been dying to make, but you cannot find spring onions anyway. So this is a great way to grow that. Same thing with garlic. You don't have to use the whole pod. All you have to do is use these cloves of garlic. Again, bury them in the soil, not too deep, water it on a daily basis, and voila, you have your shoots growing that you can use for garnishing or cooking or whatever. If you want to grow the whole garlic, then you'll have to allow for the shoot to dry up, and then you can pull it out and use the entire pod in your kitchen. This is something that I just harvested in my garden, radish. And radish leaves are very, very high in nutrients, which I use in cooking. So when you buy a radish in a store, just chop off the head of the radish, allow it to sit in the kitchen in a saucer of water, and allow for the leaves to grow. And you can use these leaves once they grow. You will not be able to grow a radish in a saucer, but you'll definitely be able to grow leaves. And you can try that with the other root vegetables as well. And another fun activity that you can do, maybe you're having kids do it, is peanuts, raw peanuts from your kitchen. Plant it, and within 3 or 4 months, you'll be able to see bunches of peanuts in the ground. And that is such a fun activity for everyone. So it's just fun to experiment, and it's really no skin off your nose. There is absolutely no downside. If you fail, no big deal, try again. And some of you may not have containers or pots, so don't worry about that. You can always use some old shoe boxes. You can plant your microgreens in it, or you can use some of these containers like I have. I grow radish in this. So get yourself some tin from your kitchen that's been discarded, but make sure that they all have holes so that excess water gets drained out. You can also use discarded tubs that you don't use anymore. And just get creative. I think it's just such a fun thing to do. Experiment, and if you go wrong, try again or try something new. Share with the others and have some fun.
Thank you, that was amazing. Now my final question is about how do you do some gardening activities with your kids? How do you teach them how to grow food in a fun way maybe? Are there any tips you can share or any resources that you can point us to?
Children love to dig dirt, so get them to help you with the garden and get them started off. Gardening is a hobby because it's a very healthy, happy, satisfying hobby. Also, when they're playing in the dirt or mud, it keeps their immunity up. And also, it's a very satisfying thing to do, and it makes them a happy child. So why not, right? So get them to make your potting mix, and they can also make some seed bombs. Put some seeds in the potting mix or mud, and they make these little laddus out of it, which we call seed bombs. And they can use that to harvest, throw it anywhere, and then water it, give it to their friends, and help them plant them in a fun way. That is, they can also make an art and craft activity out of it by painting the outside of the pot with colorful paint. They can even put little tags on your plants by writing the names of what you have planted. For instance, basil on a rock, so that you're tagging your plants, and they get to be part of that as well. With slightly older children, like your middle school children, they can again help you make your potting mix. They learn a lot because Bill has started learning about proportions and ratio, so they can the soil, the compost, coco peat, the ratio that they mix it all up in. And also they learn a lot about science, right? The sunlight and how that is useful for plants, the photosynthesis, the oxygen, carbon dioxide, and also they learn about the role of the bees in a garden, pollination. So there is so much that they learn, which you can teach your children while they have fun. And also I think it's important that kids grow their own vegetables and maybe even have their own salad garden and make salad out of what they've grown, so that they learn to appreciate. They know all the hard work that goes into food, so they probably not end up wasting food. They will also probably develop healthy eating habits, which will stay with them a lifetime. And I also believe that anyone that is close to nature anyone who's a gardener or does anything to do with environment, in saving the environment, is always connected with nature, and they have this gentleness, this kindness and love for land, which translates in them being kind towards themselves and love themselves, and being kind to other person and love other people. Well, that's a bit philosophical, but I think that's it's so important to raise children the right way. So encourage them, let them be part of your effort. Thank you.
Point us to. Thanks, Anu. That was absolutely brilliant. I'm usually not much of a gardening person. In fact, it's a running joke that if I touch a plant, it's going to die. But I'm really inspired by what you've told us today, and I'm definitely going to implement some of these things, maybe just keep one plant alive. But thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for all the viewers who are here. Do keep an eye out for some of the other videos that are coming up in this series, and subscribe to the hashtag ZenWithVR. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.